iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Full-Time Fantasy Show. FulltimeFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Full-Time Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, let's get with the news and notes for today. We'll talk a little Waiver Wire Wednesday. That's critical, very critical. And we'll get you started. So first, the news of the day. Sean McDermott is trying to tell everybody out there that Frank Gore is his starting running back. And I believe he is not lying. Frank Gore will be the starting running back against the New York Giants. I kid you not. Like, Dr. Roto. No. He will start. That doesn't mean he's going to get more snaps than Singletary. But Frank Gore will be out there on the first series. I feel strongly about that. I do. I think that Frank Gore is a veteran. I think that he wants to give Singletary some time. Let's see if Gore can establish the run. If the run's not going anywhere, boom, Singletary comes in. Singletary will out-snap him, out-touch him, out-everything. But I think Frank Gore could be the goal line back. In fact, I expect that he would be. So in standard leagues, I would not cut him just yet. But I believe that he will see one series for sure every half at the minimum. Could be more than that. How about if it's the fourth quarter and Buffalo's up by 10? I think Frank Gore's in there, not Devin Singletary. Gore will hold on to that football. So let's not just get rid of Frank Gore just yet. I don't like him, but let's be careful. All right, Albert Wilson is not practicing with a calf injury. He played very limited snaps. There's Devontae Parker, there's Alan Hearns, there's Jakeem Grant, there's Preston Williams. There's a lot of guys there. But I don't know. I think as the season goes on, Wilson and Williams will emerge. Hearns is doo-doo. Jakeem Grant is okay in spots, but that's about it. All right, so let's talk about why the Jets picked up Demaryius Thomas. When you see a guy getting picked up like that, you had to have known that something was up. Quincy Enunwa out for the season with a neck injury. That's why the Jets got themselves Demaryius Thomas. Otherwise, it didn't make much sense. You have Robbie Anderson, you have Jamison Crowder, you had Enunwa. Why do you need Demaryius Thomas? For depth? No, but now you need him because he's familiar with Adam Gase's offense and Quincy Enunwa's gone. Would I pick him up? No. I think there's Anderson, there's Crowder, there's Herndon. That's it. Demaryius, maybe if any of those guys get injured, I'll think about it, but otherwise, no. All right, good report. I guess this is good news on Tyreek Hill. Okay, he will be out for the next month or so. They're not putting him on the injured reserve, but he's not playing for a month or so. So they won't rush him back. He's too important. He just signed a huge contract. If you want to win a Super Bowl, you need Tyreek Hill. It's a bad loss. I have Tyreek Hill in at least 3 or 4 leagues, maybe more. And it's a brutal loss. It's brutal. I'm not going to lie about it. It's brutal. There's nothing I can do about it. Absolutely nothing I can do about it. So I know I mentioned this the other day. I think I like DeMarcus Robinson maybe a smidge more than Mecole Hardman. I love Mecole Hardman's speed. Love his speed. But Robinson just may be a more complete receiver right now. So let's keep an eye on that ball, okay? Next, Jonathan Abram, a guy who you saw in Hard Knocks, right? This guy is a big-time hitter and an enforcer in the secondary. I think this is a huge loss, okay? He tore his labrum and his rotator cuff. Maybe he comes back. I don't see it. Now you got Patrick Mahomes. Giddy up. See, Abram is a guy who scares receivers because he will pop you. Boom. Receivers don't like that. They don't. But without Abram there, I think that the Raiders are in big trouble defensively. That guy was a glue guy. There are certain guys who are glue guys, and he is one of them. All right, Antonio Brown, it just gets worse. It just gets worse. There's a lawsuit claiming that he raped and sexually assaulted his trainer. Okay? She filed a civil lawsuit. So let's understand the difference between a civil lawsuit and a criminal lawsuit. A criminal lawsuit is beyond a reasonable doubt. That is the standard. And it's in front of a jury. And basically, it'd be very, very hard to convict him. I do not believe that Antonio Brown will be going to jail. I don't. But if when he sues somebody civilly, the standard changes to a preponderance of the evidence. So, it's a different standard. It's an easier standard. It's why O.J. Simpson owes the Goldman family so much money. They couldn't put O.J. in jail, but he owes the Goldman family a fortune. Antonio Brown, he could be in big trouble here. He could. My gut tells me that when he's bragging about it in text messages that are in the lawsuit, he's in big trouble, right? So I think that there's a big mess here, and I think that, remember, the difference is in a criminal lawsuit, there's jail time. In a civil lawsuit, there's damages. So Antonio should not be spending his money so soon. Shouldn't be spending his money so soon because he may be losing a lot of it very shortly. More than anything, it's just a mess with this guy. You finally thought that he was with the Patriots and everything was going to be good. But who knows if it's going to be good. I will say this. Robert Kraft will protect him. Robert Kraft will protect him like I don't say protect him if he's guilty, but I think Robert Kraft will shield him as best as possible. I do. So he's in a good place. If you're ever going to be accused of something like this, I think the Patriots are a place because he won't talk to the media. Belichick won't allow it. Robert Kraft will have his back, and his teammates will just shut up about it. And that's what he needs. That's the truth. All right, John Gruden says in a report, Darren Waller is special, and he plays 55 out of 55 snaps. Well, yeah, Darren Waller is really good. So this actually came up today in Twitter. So there's a guy out there that says, here's the question. In a PPR league, his running backs are Eckler, Duke, Lindsey, and Montgomery. I just added Waller off waivers, but I have Zach Ertz at tight end. Would you deal Duke or Lindsey and Waller for Sony Michel or Aaron Jones? And I said, for Aaron Jones, because it's a PPR league. Okay? Then he comes back and he says, well, how about Ertz and a running back for Chubb? But can Waller be fully trusted? Gruden loves him, but I know what I have in Ertz, is what he says. And that's the rub. The rub is this. You don't know Darren Waller. You know what he did on one given week against the Broncos. So you have to trust if you go in on Waller and you trade Ertz, that can be a problem. But look, that's why it's called gambling. Right? So I said, I don't know if Chubb is worth it because after week 10, there's issues. So he says, I'm going to hold off for now and see how they play. Right? And I'm going to respond to him something very simple, smart plan. Right? That is a smart plan. Hold Ertz and hold Waller. See if Waller's real deal. If he is real deal, which I believe that he is, then you can move him. Okay? Then you move him. All right, let's talk about Waiver Wire Wednesday. I'm going to give you a very important tip, and then I'm going to talk about some of the players here this week. So firstly, here's the tip. Don't go spending all your money week 1. Just don't do it. I like Marquise Brown. I like John Ross. But I'm not spending $482 on them. I'm just not. If you do that, you need one of two things to happen. You better stay injury-free the rest of the year. And secondly, the guy you pick up better be a superstar. Marquise Brown better be a superstar because you are paying through the nose for him. You're paying full value. What I try to do is I try to pick a number that I can live with and I put it in. If I get him, I get him. If I don't, I don't. So let's just say, for argument's sake, I'll put in $200 for Marquise Brown. If I get him at $200, I'm happy. If I don't and you overbid at $350, so be it. I don't get him. I can't compromise my thoughts and my strategies just because you're going to spend a fortune of money. You never know what's coming down the pike. Maybe there's another injury next week. Maybe there's an injury to a running back. Who knows what could happen? It's football. Did you know that Quincy Nunn was going to be out for the year? No. Did you know Tyreek Hill was going to miss 4 to 6 weeks? No. All of a sudden, Demarcus Robinson's very interesting. Right? And if you pick him up in waivers, he's super interesting because Mecole Hardman is probably taken in every single league. So now the only guy you can get is Demarcus Robinson. Right? Think about it. So, I like Marquise Brown. I would bid on him. I would bid on him aggressively, but not super aggressively. I'm going to make a good bid. But if I'm not bidding $300, not bidding 30% of my budget, not doing it. How about John Brown? John Brown, good receiver, but wait, it's limited because Tyler Boyd is a PPR machine and AJ Green is, somewhere around a month away. You think John Brown is worth $500 for 4 games? He already had his great game. Careful. I do like Terry McLaurin. I like Terry McLaurin a whole lot, and I think he goes from Keenum to Dwayne Haskins, and Dwayne Haskins and here are like BFFs from Ohio State. Love him. But I hate the team. So I will bid aggressively on McLaurin, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get him tonight. Not with the bid number I put in. If you want to be safe, how about Danny Amendola? I think Danny Amendola is very interesting. Right? He's under the radar, just going to catch passes, just like Cole Beasley. I think he's interesting. All right? I think that those are good guys. Let me see who else I can give you on waiver wire. Wow. The USA lost in the World Cup to France. That blows my mind. That literally blows my mind. I'll have to get to that on another podcast. All right, let's see here. Let me see if I can give you some guys I like. I think Mike Davis is interesting. I do. I think Mike Davis is interesting. Tariq Cohen did not have a rush. He did not have a rush. That scares me. Sterling Shepard is interesting. Cody Latimer had 8 targets. Maybe Cody Latimer is involved. So maybe if you need a guy, that's a guy you can get on the cheap. Let everybody else take McLaurin. You slide in and you get Cody Latimer. Randall Cobb is another guy. I wouldn't overspend on Cobb, but I mean, he is interesting, and I have friends who like him. Dallas is a really good offense. If Malcolm Brown is available in your league, you go all in. You go all in on Malcolm Brown. You do, because there's a good chance he could vulture 8 or 9 touchdowns this year. Especially if you have Gurley, you better go all in. A.J. Brown, I think, is interesting. I mean, he had 100 yards receiving. I don't know if he has that again this year, but I know he's interesting. Gardner Minshew could be interesting. DJ Chark, I really like. Chris Conley, under the radar. Chark will cost you more. Conley will cost you less. You put 1 bid on Chark, and you put a little higher bid on Conley to make sure you get him. You bid on Demarcus Robinson, as I told you. You bid on Marquise Brown. Preston Williams, I don't know. I like Preston Williams, but I'm worried that Miami's so putrid, it's a problem. It is. It's a big problem. All right, other guys I like. Demaryius Thomas, maybe $1 or $2. Cole Beasley. I think Cole Beasley's a very good choice. I would not overbid on Deshaun Jackson, though, if he's out there in your league. It can't get any better than it did this week. But in Washington, how about Adrian Peterson? I think he's a really good buy. I think Adrian Peterson is very interesting to me. Very interesting. He just is. Right? Because there's a lot of opportunity for him now with Darius Geis injured. Devin Funchess is injured. How about Deion Kane? I don't think Kane's going to get that many targets, but he could get 3 or 4 a week. Paris Campbell, same thing. What about Mike Williams if he's out for any extended time? Travis Benjamin and Dontrell Inman. Let somebody spend $278 on John Ross. I'm putting in a bid for Inman for $1. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Be smart. Be a smart bidder. Raheem Mostert. That's a good guy to bid on. Matt Breida, he's the starter, but Mostert, he's involved. Jeff Wilson. I put a $1 bid on Jeff Wilson. $1. If Breida or Mostert gets injured, you know that Jeff Wilson's going to be involved, and Kyle Shanahan loves funneling players in and out. In and out, in and out. Okay? Rex Burkhead, bigger part of the offense than anybody thought he was. I would not bid heavily on Philip Dorsett. Antonio Brown is not far away. Right? Be careful on that one. Carlos Hyde looked pretty good for the Texans, right? He did. He looked very good. That's a guy I would bid on. Couple of bucks on Carlos Hyde. People hate the guy. They just despise him. I don't. I don't hate him. I used to hate him, but I like him a lot more now. I like his team. So you see what we're trying to do on Waiver Wire Wednesday. We're trying to be smart. Let people spend more. You get a guy who's going to be almost as good, and you spend a lot less. That's the strategy. But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. I wish you good luck tonight on Waiver Wire Wednesday. Hope you get all your guys. Remember, check out fulltimefantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to Full Time Fantasy. There's never been a better time to join and go full-time. Visit fulltimefantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time.